Welcome back, everybody, to Fuller's Outdoor Country. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We're going to show you how to start your own chestnut seeds and grow your own trees to plant on your own property. We'll be doing some in-depth of how to do it, the proper way of doing it, and steps that you need to follow. All right, we're going to show you today how to remove chestnuts from their burrs. If you can see, they're like, if you've never pulled with chestnuts before, they're like little hypodermic needles. So you need a very thick pair of gloves. What you can do, there's a couple ways you can do this. You can lay these down on the ground, but you got to have a thick soled shoe on. Rub your shoes over top of them and release the nuts that way. What we're going to do is we're going to be using a heavy duty glove. These are pigskin gloves. Like I said, you need something heavy duty. And you pick you out, you can see, if you don't know very much about chestnuts, one of these little burrs dry here, these are a protective coating on it to keep the animals from eating all of them as they're developing. And these are like little needles, each point is. So what you do, you get them to start to crack right in there. You try to get your fingers in here and pull them apart. And when you open it up, there's your seed. Sometimes they'll have 3 or 4 in it. This one had a small, well, a couple. This one had 3 in it, but you can see, if I can get it out here, if you can see, they didn't make nothing this year. We've been in a real extreme drought, so a lot of your seeds that did develop are one big healthy seed and a bunch of bad ones. So you just toss them away. We've got a pile back here. We'll be burning after a while, but you just keep on doing this. This in here is no good. It's got some little bitty seeds in it, but they're no good. They didn't develop. I like to search through and try to find the biggest ones. Oh yeah, here's a big one in this one. Like I said, almost every one of these has 3 in them. But you can see you get one great big one out. And that's the little tail on the chestnut. What we're going to do, we're going to keep on doing this. We're going to be putting them in Pro Mix. We like to use Pro Mix. We use it in all of our plantings. We've been using Pro Mix for 7-8 years now. Have extremely good luck with propagating seeds in it. My garden seeds, tree seeds, whatever we use. It has mycorrhiza in it. Mycorrhiza is a form of like a bacteria that helps break down the soil, helps bring in the nutrients to the plants as they grow. So this will hold some moisture. It sort of reminds you of peat moss in that saying that it doesn't hold a whole lot of moisture, but that's what you want. You just want to keep these nuts slightly damp. Don't let them dry out, and that'll keep from any mold problems. So we want to show you removing these seeds. Then we're going to show you the next process after we get them removed, preparing them, washing them, and preparing them to get ready to go into the planter. All right, we want to show you a better close-up. If you see, they'll start to split open as they start to dry. And you can see the crack in here. Take your fingers and pull it down, pull it apart. That'll release the nut. And there's your nut. And you just keep doing that. What you want to do though, you want to go through these. Now like here, these are no good. There's 3 nuts in there, but they never develop, so they're no good. Like I said, you want to pick through these and find the best nuts to plant, the biggest, healthiest nut. Oh, that's a tough one. Again, there's another 3 in the pod, but they did not develop. Here's another one. Pretty good sized nut there. Looks like it may have a little mold on it. We picked these off the ground. They've been laying on the ground for quite a while. So what we'll do, we'll show you here in a few minutes how to stop this mold or help prevent it. It might not stop all of it, but it will help prevent it. But like I said, you just keep picking through them. You got to make sure you got a good set of gloves on, but there's more bad ones than there are good ones this year. But we do have some that we've already collected, and we'll be showing them a little bit later. We ordered some different chestnuts. We try to get from different areas so we have a different variety of genetics. But all right, we wanted to show you a close-up of how to do that. And we'll go through these and pick out the good ones. All right, everyone. What I'd like to do here is called a float test. What we're doing, we're going to run some lukewarm water in our sink. We got our chestnuts right here. A little dirty where we picked them off the ground, been laying on the ground a while. You want to get that dirt off of them because it can't start mold growing. But all right, we got our sink full of water. What I like to do is just take 1 drop of dish detergent, not about that much, just very, very little. Just swish it around. Don't get water all over your wife's sink because she'll shoot you when you get home. But it's just enough dish detergent in there to help get this dirt off here, and if there's any mold growing on it. You take your nuts and just drop them in. You like to look for the ones that's floating. Some of these are floating. This is a little test you do. Sink test. Most of your good nuts will sink straight to the bottom, but that's not always true. Some of them's just a little drier than others. So if you let this set 24 hours overnight, or 12 hours, whatever you want to do, most of these will be sunk by in the morning. Like I said, you want to give them a good wash. I mean, that little drop of dish detergent I put in there was not enough to do anything except, you know, help clean off if there's any mold growing on them. You can see some of these are floating. Like I said, that doesn't mean that they're bad. It's a pretty good indication though, but that there is some kind of, either they're too dry, or worms been inside, or anything. But you let them sit overnight. I'll give them a good wash here in a few minutes. Take them out, dry them off, look for any holes that a bug could have come out of, and then what you do is you put them in. These are already being what's called cold stratified, stratification, every how you want to say it. You put them in the refrigerator. These has already been in here for about maybe a month. So, but they have to be cold stratified before they go. It's just they got to think they went through winter time. It's best if you can leave them a month or so. But okay, guys, this is we're back now. These have been soaking for approximately about 30 minutes, and the solution you've seen us use earlier. A lot of these is floated to the top. Like I said, it doesn't mean that they're all bad, but most of them that I see is floating. This one's no good. That one's got a hole in it. If you can see the little hole right there, worms done bored out of it. So this is how you get the best and pure nuts to plant. So like I said, I'm just going to get these that's floating right now. Pull them over here to the side. About everyone I see that's floating's got a wormhole in it. So okay, you can see most everything's sunk to the bottom. We got them washed off pretty good. Then what you want to do, go through it, check it as you put it in. This is really cold water right here. And we're going to drop them in here. We washed them in a little bit of warm water, just slightly warm, just to make sure we could clean the dirt off. And I like to take this to each nut. I usually don't like to plant little ones, but that seems pretty solid. And try to rinse off every nut as it comes out. They all look pretty good though, but it just takes just an extra second to do this. And it just improves the viability of your seed, and it helps get any kind of mold or fungus off of this. So we got like 3 different trees that we're doing. This was the nicest nuts. As you can see, they're really nice. There's one in my hand. A friend of ours gave these to us. His daddy planted them back when he was a kid, and he was nice enough to provide us with these. I ordered some Dunstan chestnuts. They should be coming in any day. We want to go ahead and get these started though, and show you the process, and you can see how to do it when you get yours. So we're going to keep washing these off, getting the dirt off of them, and we'll go from there. All right, I wanted to show you before we get too far with ourselves. Some of these are straight out of nuts, some of them been on the ground, but if you look at them, dirt, could be mold signs on them, could be anything on them, but it don't take just a few minutes to do this. Like I said, you don't want to soak them in this solution overnight. This is just 30 minutes to clean the stuff off. And you see the difference here, and look at the difference there. Now this is unwashed, this is washed. Look at the difference in the shine and everything. That way you know there's no fungal on there. Just that little bit, slight amount, few drops of dish detergent will kill any of the fungal on the shells, and it won't harm the nut any. And as you can see, that's what they look like. I'm just going to get you one of them. I'm going to take that one right there and just show you the difference. This is a fast clean job though, not like soaking it, but look when I bring it out what it looks like. Now look at the difference. You don't have to worry about any fungal, any kind of foreign material being on it. Old dirt could have unwanted bacteria and stuff in it. So, but this just takes just a few minutes extra to do this, and you can see they're all that we got out here is all sunk to the bottom. We'll let them set in here overnight, and then we'll show you next time us putting them in the soil and getting them back in the fridge. So I just wanted to show you the difference, that it does make a difference. All right, we're back out here now. We're going to show you. You're seeing how we got them out of the holes. We sorted through them. We took them in the house and washed them in a slight detergent, get any mold or any fungus or anything, that bacteria that could have been on it that we didn't want. You only do that for about 15 minutes. Rinse them off real good. Let them set in water for 12 to 24 hours, and then stick them back in the refrigerator overnight. And we just got these out of the fridge, and then we're going to show you what to do on how to plant them for growth over the winter. So we're going to take our bag of mycorrhiza. If you've never used mycorrhizal, this bag weighs 60 pounds, so it's quite heavy. And what we like to do, instead of opening the whole bag, I like to work from the side. And take our knife and cut it across. And this stuff is packed in here. I mean, it's tight. I like to fold my edges under so I can get to it, but all right. This is a little damp already. And what you do is put your layer in the bottom. I like to pat it down so it's sort of level. We selected these chestnuts off of one tree. It's the best growing one that he had, the larger nuts. Then he had one beside of it was an offspring of this one, but sort of got mixed up with this set. So we're going to keep these separated. We know exactly which tree this one come off of. So we're going to start them here. And if you'll see, chestnuts have a flat side. You don't want to plant them down like this. That's not how they grow. Take your flat side and lay it down. I'm going to try to pick the biggest ones out of this group. Again, you want to lay it flat side down, about a ½ inch apart. And you just keep layering them in here. You just go through and pick out which ones you want. All of them's not going to be big ones though. They're the squirrels and the deer had already eat most of the really nice ones. So we got what was left. So, but after I layer a few of them down, I'll bring you back and show you exactly how it's done. This is a little bit better angle so you can see what I was talking about. Now this one here was growed in the center, so it's got a flat spot on each side, so it doesn't matter which way you lay it. And like I said, you want to lay them flat side down. I give mine about a ½ inch. Well, actually an inch. And you just keep layering them in here a couple rows. I usually have a deeper, taller box than this, but this is all I could find today. So this is what we're using. It doesn't really take a rocket scientist to plant chestnuts. You just want to make sure you try to get any bacteria that or foreign material that was on them to give them the best chance to grow. And you just keep stacking them in here. All right, that's what it'll look like. You got one row started, and you just take you some more. Put over top of that. This is a little dry. We'll dampen it here when we get done. You don't want it very damp. You just want it to hold moisture into the nuts to keep them from drying out. Spread it out as evenly as you can. I push down on it just a little. You're not wanting to, like I said, you're not trying to plant them in the ground. You're just trying to get the seeds started. All right, we're going to plant some more. You don't need to see all this. Just like I said, just start you another row. Just like you did, right over top of the other ones. I like to go 4 across in this little one. Now remember, I'm not no horticulturist or nothing. This is just doing it the way we do it. You do your own research. You find out the way you want to do it. This is how we know how to do it, and this is the way we do it, but we're not telling you to do it this way. But I do recommend a good quality planting material to put it in. All right, there you go. That'll give you an idea. I'm going to finish doing this. And we'll work all these up. You don't want to see all that because it's going to take me about an hour or so. And we'll bring you back when we're done and show you what it looks like. And our next project's going to be planting pawpaw seeds. And we'll show you that too. We'll be doing another video on that. But all right, we wanted to show you the different stages. Cleaned, washed, soaked nuts. Starting them in the soil. And this is what they look like when you get them done. I want to talk to you a little bit about this mycorrhiza soil pro mix that we're using. We're not sponsored by them. I paid for it. It's about $48 for this bale. Like I said, I've been using it for years. You can see it's a nice blend. But if you never tried it, we like I said, we tell you to give it a try. If we recommend it on this channel, you can take our word for it. It works. We don't just say something because we got a sponsorship. Even if it was a sponsorship, if it didn't work, we would tell you. That's just the way it's going to be on this channel. But there's some other fruit we'll be collecting seeds out of. We're trying to grow a little bit of everything, collect seed for the future. That way we always have some seed on hand. But that's a recap. Raw nut, washed, planted, and covered up, ready to go back into the refrigerator over the winter. All right, one important thing that we just about forgot is you want to put the name of either who give them to you or the tree that you got them off of. This was a friend of ours called, his name is Michael Lockhart. His dad had planted these trees. So we call this tree number 1. This group of seed come out of that batch there. It was a better tree, had bigger nuts, more prolific growing tree. So this is very important though that you know what trees you planted if you want to keep up with them. Just about forgot to put that in there. So just don't forget to do that. See ya. We hope this was something you wanted to see today. We thought it was very interesting to do this, to take go pick the chestnuts up, take them out of the holes, show the process of washing them off, cleaning them, doing the soak test, and everything. So if you want to plant your own, this will just give you a heads up of where to start. Like I said, we're not no professionals. Do this at your own risk. I've got some different seeds coming in. I try to buy from different locations. That way we have different tolerances and maybe different times that they come in. But thank you for tuning in with us. If you would, please go and give us a thumbs up and a like. That'll help us out, and we'll just keep bringing you more videos. Thank you, and God bless everybody.